in your chamber, you have put pediatric nutritionist. She knows you are the expert in that. And she asks you, what is this EICDM? Then you say, it is early intervention child development. Yeah. Then you explain her the concept. Then you tell her what you do, growth charts, follow up, what modalities you do, and all those things. So that's a 50% market. Okay. Nowadays, people maybe like people are obese. That's for elderly population. What is the number one problem? So obesity before marriage. After marriage, no one cares. Then heart disease, diabetes. But they are already taking medicines. They don't want nutrition dietetics. Yeah. For that, kidney patient is the last patient you are going to get nutrition dietetics. Yeah, they are busy in dying in dialysis chamber, so they're not going to come to nutrition dietetics, right? If you are working in dialysis unit, then yes, you will get those clients. But your major clients are going to be the general population plus 50% will be pediatric population. That's a huge market because parents are nowadays very concerned whether my child is growing mentally, physically, and all those height wise and everything. So you add on this pediatric nutrition as a certificate with you. If you want, you can talk to me for that. You will get discount, obviously. Maternal child nutrition is another combo which you can add. Usha has asked a question. If you get less score, but pass, can I upgrade the marks? Oh, no. Life doesn't give you second chance. Life doesn't give you upgrade. So you perform. Either you fail or you pass. There is no low score and high score. So if you score less, it means you studied less. If you failed, it means you did not study at all. And if you want to upgrade your marks, it will never ever happen. If it has not happened in the last 6 months, it is not going to happen in future 6 months. PGT&D also can take combos. Additional, they can take additional pediatric nutrition or maternal child nutrition or lactation. So lactation is another good business. Maybe 10-20,000 per month add on. It adds. So lactation consultant. So we have the advanced diploma in lactation counseling. And with that, you are called lactation consultant, or you can write advanced lactation consultant. And that's a very low cost investment, which you can do. And every mother who is educated, even if she has mother-in-law or her mother, she doesn't want their knowledge. She wants some lactation consultant, a fancy certified person to tell her what to do and how to feed her child. And typically it takes like 5 sessions to train a mother, and the cost in the market is 5,000 to 10,000 for the whole 5 sessions. Yeah. So that's a minimum investment you can do to get a lactation business. That's the easy way. Earlier, I used to like around 20 years back, 20 or 15, whatever. Yeah. So if I want to appear young, 15 years. So 15 years back, no, 10 years back. No, I want to look more younger, 5 years back. So when I started 20 years back, I used to visit the home and I used to train mothers how to breastfeed their child. So it was 20 years back. I used to charge 6,000 rupees for 5 visits and training her. Now you can charge 10,000, 20,000, depending on your capacity and client's budget. It's a good business, lactation. In fact, that was the first thing before the nutrition for me. Then I realized mother needs nutrition also. She's asking that question. Then she asked for a child as the child keeps growing. Oh, that's a good business. Maternal child nutrition. General population nutrition is boring and less money. So always focus on specialization, right? If you are a dentist, then you are a dentist. Everyone is coming to you. You're earning less. But if you are prostho, if you are endo, then you're earning more. Similarly for MBBS or MD, yeah, specialization gives you more money. Start the topic. Anyone, any question? Irrespective of you asking questions here, you can always talk to me on phone for any doubt. Don't hesitate. Yeah, Monday to Friday, 1 to 5. There are some legends who write messages in the middle of night, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Sir, I have a question for exam. Can you ask tomorrow? No, sir, I will forget by tomorrow. If you are going to forget by tomorrow, it means it is not so important. Keep quiet. Let someone sleep better. Do not disturb people in the middle of night. I do not answer their questions, but I will write these messages. No questions? If you are interested to do if you're interested to do your PhD or get the doctoral title, publish your book, or co-author a book or something, you have aspiration, you can talk to me. I will tell you what are the realistic scenarios for your qualification. See, there is always a solution. If you wanted to become a doctor and you landed in some other job because of your parents' pressure or your choice, maybe you were not aware of what are the options you have. There is still options. There are many solutions for you as well. So there is a bridge course, some course, which makes you eligible for your PhD. Or sometimes, even if you're not aware, something already makes you eligible for your PhD. In any field you can do some combination like yoga plus nutrition, dietetics, holistic diet. You know? You can do in yoga, psychology, nutrition, diet. You can do purely in nutrition. You can purely do in dietetics. When you do PhD in the market, people are reading 10 papers and rewriting 11th paper. When I am your guide, you will be developing a new method, some test or new plan or new some module to help people that acts as a contribution. And I see to it that you get recognition for your work. People know about your work. So my network, I see to it you get that. Because if you grow in your life, that is my success. If you earn more money, that is my success. If you get recognition, I feel I got recognition. I do not run behind it. I always keep my profile very modest. I need 1 minute to decide, to uh, construct the framework of today's topic in my mind. Yeah? Then we start. While you are waiting, smile. Don't forget to smile. Today, should we understand the flow of the client? When the client comes to you, what are the steps you are going to do? When the client comes to you and ask them their name, introduce yourself as well. When you introduce yourself, take the name and if you are doing PG20, you can say, I'm a clinical nutrition and holistic diet consultant. I have been managing this many clients and most of my clients are happy. They are satisfied. So you have come to the best place. You ask the client what is the issue they are having, what is the difficulty they are facing, or what is the main concern. So some clients will talk about things starting from their husband, in-laws, and all. So you tell them, no, this is not the psychology session. This is the nutrition session. You tell me actually what is your concern related to your nutrition and diet. Then they will come to their senses and they will start talking. Yeah. So, and then you understand the history. When you are understanding the history, do not make notes. Do not write down because there is a connection is broken. You are not a typewriter. You are not a stenographer to write down their things. You should memorize. You should remember their story. Okay. Now you can take some pause. After you listen to their stories, take some pause, write what you want to write. Don't write the whole essay. You write bullet points that will help you remember what she told after 1 month. Then you come to past history, any existing illness you have, existing disease, conditions. Rather than saying illness, disease, you use the word condition. Hypertension, diabetes, all those things. Yeah. Weak stomach, diarrhea, constipation, all those. Then come what are your medicines you are taking. If someone is taking those medicines, they always carry with them. Otherwise, you can move on. If they have recently done within 1 month or 3 months, they have done some investigation, you read that. When you read the lab report, do not be like, yeah, this is normal, this is normal, this is normal. No, hey, this is abnormal. No. What you have learned from me, you will explain them very carefully and every report. The objective of seeing the report as you are not a doctor. The objective of seeing the report in nutrition chamber is to engage the client, discuss with them what is the report, what this each report talks about, the key points, right? Not every point, the key points. What is the normal meaning? What is the abnormal meaning? And what you have, why you have, in which conditions it happens. So you have learned that from report chapter. Very well. So all the diseases, almost all the common diseases, you know how to read the report and explain to the client. Reading the report is not important. Being able to explain to the client in their own understandable language and terms is very important. The conversation, the engagement with the client. You have to extend the engagement with the client because you want to earn more money. You don't want to be one, oh, everything is normal, you can go back home. Yeah. Then when you read the report, you find out, when you talk, you find out what is the issue, what is the main concern. See, you may see someone obese, yeah, but her concern is not obesity. Her concern is diabetes. So you will focus what is her concern. You cannot say, no, no, ma'am, I think you're obese and you should lose weight. Yeah, I don't want to lose weight. And who are you to tell me I'm obese? Yeah, my husband is not complaining. Why you are complaining? So they are happy with whatever they are. Don't focus on that. Focus on what they need you for. Whatever the condition, now you note down that condition. Okay. So the condition of the client is that. The condition to focus is this. So there are two columns in your worksheets. You will get those worksheets. So the client diagnosis and the present condition to focus on, or the condition to focus on. That's why the client has come to you. The client may be taking dialysis from someone, some doctor, and they are already taking. But today, they have come to you for something else. Maybe for diarrhea, repeated diarrhea, constipation, all those things, acidity. So you will focus and write that. In the primary condition, you have mentioned that is a diagnosis, dialysis, whatever. But the condition to focus, you will mention this. You are not going to focus on dialysis. Focus, I mean. But you will use that understanding that the person is in dialysis, so certain things I will have to avoid. Potassium, high potassium things I will have to avoid. You will take into consideration what I need to avoid, what I need to include. Okay. Someone is in nephrotic syndrome, you will need to increase their protein intake because they are losing the proteins. So those things we need to take care. Now, the most important part comes of the discussion. People think that, okay, make the diet plan. No, before making the diet plan, there is one step called understand the thali of the client. What is a thali of the client? You ask, what do you eat in a week? You can ask daily. You can ask them week. So you understand the construction of the thali. Whatever the thali is, you will modify that. You will remove certain things, add certain things that suits this thali. Yeah. Someone is a traditional eater. You cannot say add avocado because you just saw some TikTok reel. No, it has to be proper evidence based. That why you are telling the client add olive oil, add avocado. No, add apple cider vinegar. And if you're doing that, you have to explain to the client the importance. See, if you tell the client, yeah, you do add apple cider vinegar on every this thing, they will be like, 50% of clients will try, but then they don't like the taste or they have some problem, they will stop. Plus the cost, plus they have to buy something new. If you are adding something in the thali, you have to explain to the client why you are adding that, what is the benefit of it, what is the mechanism of it. Yeah. In the sugar cravings chapter, we have covered that part, how to explain to the client apple cider vinegar phenomenon. Yeah. The rationale behind it. So it lowers the sugar spike, plus it reduces the fall, the rapid fall, and makes it gradual fall. And that's why you will not have second cravings for the sugar. If you are removing something, you need to explain to the client why you are removing and what is the rationale, what is the harmful effect because of this. Okay. So you want to say that, okay, you remove the desserts. They will listen to you for 1 week. It has to stay with them for longer time. To stay with them for longer time, you have to rationalize. You have to explain them why you need to remove your sugar. Now, a diabetes patient comes to you, right? There is a high sugar craving in the diabetes, right? And you say that you remove the sugar. You need to, no, sir, many of the nutrition in the market, you might have said, no, sir, you need to remove the sugar. Otherwise, how will you control your diabetes? Yeah, but ma'am, my mind is telling me to eat the sugar. My mind is telling me to eat the craving, have the cravings. What can I do? I cannot control my mind. And my mind superimposes your talks, right? So you need to explain to the client why this is happening. Take 30 seconds to think why a diabetes person has sugar craving. You can write down in the chat also, if you already thought. Then I will explain you how to explain to the client. While you're doing that, smile. Don't be so serious. Now, what we are talking here is a diabetes person has cravings for sugar. What is the reason? What is the physiology behind it? We are trying to understand that. Once you understand the physiology, the client can work on that, plus you can also work on that. I will explain now. There is a diabetes patient comes to you. The objective you want to achieve is reduce your sugar intake, reduce your sweet cravings. But the problem this person has the sweet cravings is they are eating more sweets because they have the cravings. Why they are having cravings? Understand this. What is the problem in diabetes? Either it is insulin resistant diabetes or insulin deficient diabetes, type 1, type 2. Irrespective of that, the net insulin is less. So what does insulin does? Insulin helps glucose molecule to go inside the cells. Now understand your brain cells. So the glucose molecule goes to the brain cells and it says that you are satisfied. Your hunger is satisfied. You are not so no longer hungry. Your sugar intake is sufficient, decent. Stop it. Right? Now imagine a person whose glucose is not going inside the blood cells. Less. This particular part of the brain, it signals to you that you are satisfied now. Now, since the glucose is not entering inside sufficiently, that's why the glucose is there in the blood. And this brain keeps on signaling you. This part of the brain keeps on signaling you, eat more, eat more. Your glucose is not satisfied. You need to increase your sugar intake. You need to increase desserts. You need to eat glucose. I need glucose, 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 glucose. So there is a cravings. So this part is not getting sufficient glucose. So you need to provide sufficient glucose. So what will this diabetic person do? If you check blood glucose is very high. The problem is this glucose from the blood is not going in the cells. And that's why the craving is there. So they keep on eating. They secretly eat. They hide from others. They order, they eat secretly. Because they know it is harmful. It will increase their blood sugar. But what can they do? The brain is not allowing them. So you explain this phenomena, physiology to the client very well. Number one. Number two, you tell the client, but there is still a solution. Yeah. There are certain things that can reduce your sugar cravings. Number one is your willpower. With this knowledge that you are having the sugar cravings not because you are glucose deficient, but because your certain part of the brain is not getting the glucose sufficiently. That's why you need. You are having cravings. No, this knowledge. Can you use this willpower? Most of the clients will say no. So then there is still a solution. You will add few things which I will list now, right now. Which are those things you will recommend to the client to add? Very good. Write down in the chat if you know the answers. So you attended the classes. Very good. Very good. Apple cider vinegar. Lemon. Cinnamon. Vegetables. Fruits. So we are talking of reducing the sugar cravings, my dear. Now understand the mechanism of each of them. Apple cider vinegar, it reduces your glucose spike. It will flatten the spike. And if the fall is going to fall rapidly, it will lower the fall. That's how it will reduce. Same function is for lemon, cinnamon, and alcohol, wine especially. But wine is harmful also, costly also. If you can afford wine, then you can afford my fees. If you can afford wine, better you have apple cider vinegar. Yeah. Then comes vegetables and fruits. So how does vegetables and fruits? So you do one experiment. Okay. You 1 glass glucose, 1 glass filtered juice, which does not have fibers, right? 1 glass the juice, raw juice. One same fruit. Okay. So what you have done? Glucose, filtered juice, raw juice, the fruit. If you have glucose, rapid you will have rise in your glucose spike. And rapid fall will be there. If you have filtered juice, you will still have rapid rise, but little less fall, but still rapid fall. If you have raw juice, because it has fibers in it, these fibers are protecting you from rapid rise and rapid fall. So it will be gradual rise and slow fall. The fruit itself will also lead the same. Gradual rise, slow fall. Now, some people, they think that, okay, I cannot eat glucose, I cannot eat sugar, but I can eat fruits. Fruits is a good sugar. No, my dear, horrible. So the fructose in the fruits is going to get converted to glucose in your body. So if someone has advised you, if your doctor or nutritionist or dietitian has advised you to reduce your glucose or sugar intake, that sugar applies to all the sugars, my dear, not only the glucose. Now, some people say, I drink, I do not put sugar in my tea. Sir, do you put milk in that? Yeah. I eat only sugar-free sweets, only sugar-free sweets. Apart from sugar, what are the other components of your sugar-free sweets? Wheat, whipped cream, milk, eggs, all those things. Combined, they have much more high calorie and more harmful effect as compared to your just simple sugar. So eating sugar-free sweets is more harmful as compared to eating, I will rephrase it. So eating 4 sugar-free sweets, 4 quantities, 4 units of sugar-free sweets is more harmful as compared to 1 unit of sugar sweet, normal sweet. Because the problem is not this sugar. The problem is other components of this sweet, the dessert. Same is the problem with the tea. If you say, I have tea without sugar, madam, you put the milk and the cream and all those things. Yeah. So if you are having green tea or black coffee, then that is a different game. Plus, there is one more problem in sugar-free. The sugar-free chemical, sucralose, all those related chemicals, they themselves are harmful for your body. They cause intestinal damage. The cilia on your intestine, they get damaged because of this. So you may experience malabsorption and you may experience diarrhea. Some deficiencies you will start showing up. Not because you are not taking sugar, because you are taking sugar free. Either you have some brand of particular sugar or you have some other chemical, yeah, that doesn't help you. The problem is not, the fight is not about whether the sugar free is harmful or beneficial, harmful or not harmful. Some of the sugar free in the market, they are harmful. If you are eating sugar free dessert and cakes and ice cream, they are definitely harmful. The problem is not that. The fight is with normal sugar versus sugar free item. Because the problem is not the sugar content. The problem is not the glucose content. The problem is the glucose content coming from other item, other ingredients of this dessert. You understand? If you think that you are a diabetes and you can eat fruits to solve your fruit cravings, you are still wrong. Obviously, it is better as compared to direct sweets, but the objective will be the nutrients from the fruits, the fibers from the fruits, not the sugar. It is not a beneficial sugar. Fructose is not beneficial sugar because at the end it is going to get converted to glucose. Yeah. And in diabetes, the mechanism of conversion of fructose to glucose is not damaged. So explain this to the client. The mechanism of fructose will get converted to glucose. This mechanism, this cycle is working properly in your body. What is not working properly? This glucose doesn't enter the body cells. That is the problem. Either because glucose is insulin is less, or because the cells have developed insulin resistance. Insulin is high, but cells are still not responding to this insulin. You like this concept of eating sugared atom as preferred to sugar-free atom. If you like, write it. If you do not like it, still write it. No problem. That is your choice, your body, your health, your client. Now, some people think that they can control the diabetes completely with their diet. To an extent, yes. If you are a pre-diabetic, if your diabetes is early onset, just started early detected now, or it is just a marginally elevated, you can still manage it probably with your diet. But there is a serious problem because you are diabetic, the glucose is not going to your brain cells, and you will have cravings. That's a bigger problem. Okay. Now, to solve this problem, you need some medicines so that your glucose enters the cells. The glucose gets taken up from the blood into the cells. That's how this will fall. Blood glucose will fall. You may need either this medicine, which helps to transfer your glucose from blood to the cells. 1 minute. Or if you're insulin deficient, then you need insulin. Right? So if you have type 1 diabetes where you are insulin deficient, the diet will not help you. If you're type 2 diabetes, diet may help you to some extent. But now, there is another problem. People have got stuck to the diet only. Madam, you gave me the diet plan and it is not working. My glucose is still high. Sir, are you exercising? No, I thought you are going to do that exercise. Wife is going to do exercise. No, sir. You have to exercise. Yeah. So the diet, whatever you give, exercise, then the sequence of the food is very important. Then you need to take something that reduces your glucose spike. So all those 5, 6 things. Now the sequence of food, coming to the sequence of the food. For the sequence of food, the objective of eating fibers, objective of eating vegetables and fruits in the beginning is not that you eat less. No. The objective is to reduce your sugar cravings, to reduce your spike. I will answer that. So you shift your, now what, when many of the nutritionists, they do the mistake. They say the client, okay, you shift your nutrition diet, fibers, vegetables, fruits in the beginning. The clients, and they don't give the rationale. Or sometimes they give the rationale that then you will eat less. But the clients, no, I want to eat more. I want to enjoy the food. Life is to enjoy. Yeah. What will happen if I eat more? 5 years less. I'm okay with that. They want to enjoy it. So whatever you are eating, you enjoy. Only thing is you transfer your vegetables in the beginning. But I'm not telling you to finish all your vegetables dose in the beginning. You start with one cucumber, one radish, one carrot, one potato, lettuce, cabbage, whatever you like from the beginning, in the beginning. So that you have certain fiber in your stomach. That will help you for digestion. That will help you lower your glucose spike. Explain this mechanism. Don't say you will eat less. It will not reduce your diet consumption. It will not reduce the amount of burgers you are going to eat. Number of burgers. That's the physiology you want in the beginning. And or in during the your meal, have 1 or 2 bites of your veggies. At the end or during your meal, you add up these things: cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, lemon, all those things. Diabetes, whenever someone has this uncontrolled diabetes, one of the reason is the stress. One of the reason is emotional turbulence. So you need to take care for that. You need to take consultation from psychology counselor. So if you are someone who have been trained in psychology counseling, nutrition, dietetics, you can manage that client also. Good business. I have 60 full-time employees. 45 of them are focused for psychology because psychology brings more money. Out of the 45, 15 are focused on marriage. Marriage brings much marriage counseling, I mean. So it gives more money. Bhava has asked an interesting question. How long should we wait to start the medicine? Yeah. It's not about the duration. It's about the control. So you do some interventions, including your exercise, the diet, the sequence of the food, and your stress, which is difficult actually if you're married. So you try to do all those things. And if it is controlled, then it's good. If not controlled, then you will need to start medicines. Now, how do you define this control? There are 2 ways to define it. One, which is not reliable, fasting blood glucose. 2 hours after meal, postprandial blood glucose. Both are not so much reliable because they give you 1 day data. You want to check whether it is under control. So which is the data you will use? Which is the lab report you will use? Write on the chat. Very good. So when you are writing, what is CGM? No. So when you are writing HbA1c, you should learn how to write it. Yeah. You write it this way. Don't write it whole short. This one is also okay. C can be capital. Yes. Okay. So this is a perfect and correct way where H, A, and C are capital. What is HbA1c? What is it measuring? So you have RBCs. The lifespan of RBCs is 120 days. 120 days is? No, 3 months, 90 days. Okay. So now you are taking HbA1c for 3 to 4 months, 3 days, 3 months. So the lifespan, whatever the lifespan they have accumulated some glucose from the blood. Now, if blood glucose is high, the glucose in the RBCs is going to be high. These RBCs represent during their lifetime how much the glucose was accumulated. Now this is stored in the form of a molecule called HbA1c. So we are measuring that molecule. So if HbA1c is high, it means your diabetes was not, if it means your blood glucose level was not controlled for last 3 months.